It's Nolan.
If it's money on the line, I'ma get it, baby. J Nolan, boy. Game point on the line, I'ma hit it, baby. Fresh and local, man. Yeah. When it's time for me to shine, pay attention, baby. Rex and I be on the board. That's how I'm living. That's how I'm living. That's how I'm living. Yeah, ain't nothing better than rocking the Coogi sweater to lunch. Doing whatever it take to get at this cheddar and lump. Set the endeavor, I'm ready, my faith is set to the sun. With so much drama, I'm contemplating to get me a gun. Hope I don't use it, don't stop the movement. Just rock the music, if I'm locked inside, just plot the rubric. That prosecution ain't gon' stop me, you're my mama pride. The Constitution brought them tears into my partner's eyes. I prophesize like Confucius, execution, the wordplay sickin'. No, I ain't rhyming for no first place ribbon. This ain't my first take. I'm hungry like my first plate given, so get yours. Cause I'm piss poor, pushing these limits like Rick Ross. Homie, legit boss, never flip raw ever. I just spit bars, clever, rap my click across the measure. Stand firm like Omega, wildin' for that respect. I'd rather you see my heart than some diamonds around my neck. Blah. If it's money on the line, I'ma get it, baby. Game point on the line, I'ma hit it, baby. When it's time for me to shine, pay attention, baby. Keep turning where you at. That's how I'm living. That's how I'm living. That's how I'm living. Let's get this paper, boy.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this afternoon. Now, in this particular episode, we're going to be getting into Tory Lanez and his legal team's response to Megan Thee Stallion coming out and filing for a restraining order on him just the other day. Now, just to give y'all a quick refresher course on what happened and how this transpired and why we even have a response from Tory Lanez, is Megan Thee Stallion came out, she filed for a restraining order, and of course, there's some people out there that are saying, why does she need a restraining order if Tory Lanez is already in jail? How much more restraint is needed? Well, as we all know, Megan Thee Stallion also has a defamation suit out there against the Twitter blogger Milagro Grrrls. She feels as though Milagro Grrrls has been basically harassing her since around 2021. Even in 2020, when all of the incident and everything, the shooting that occurred, Milagro didn't believe it happened. And 2021 forward, she was out here basically discrediting Megan Thee Stallion every chance that she gets, any story that she put out, anything she had going on, she speaks negatively about her. She just doesn't like Megan. She doesn't support Megan at all. She supports Tory, and it's been revealed that she is actually connected to Tory, and more specifically, Tory Lanez's father. Now, what is the extent of her connection to Tory Lanez's father? I don't know. I don't know if they're dating. I don't know if he looks at her like, an extended member of the family or what. But she's been out here doing the bidding for them for a few years now. So in the restraining order, she's basically stating that Milagro's, we'll just say malicious tweets, videos that she does, Twitter spaces, all of these things, because most of the content that she puts out is aimed at Megan Thee Stallion. She doesn't really talk about a whole plethora of subject matter. Like most of the stuff that I've seen come down the pipeline is either down talking on Megan or down talking on Cardi B and trying to hoist up Nicki Minaj in one way or another. That's pretty much like the three main prongs that I know about this woman. So she asked for a restraining order. She lets them know that he has a violent past. He has a violent past, particularly towards her. And that she feels as though Tory Lanez and family are paying Milagro Grrrls in order to harass her online, to do their bidding once again, which would, on the surface, absolve them of any wrongdoing, absolve them of any harassment, because it's coming from her. She says they're all together, and because he's been harassing me for years, he put out a music video depicting a horse being mutilated. Of course, her name is Megan Thee Stallion. There was a lookalike in the music video. He bombarded the stage when she was out there at Rolling Loud, violating a previous restraining order, letting them know that he has no regard for those types of restrictions anyway. And so on and so forth, right? It was then revealed that her dad, Tory Lanez dad, had given Milagro somewhere in the upwards of around $3,000 up until 2022. We don't know exactly what those $3,000 in total payments is for. It's being alleged that these are payments for coming out and doing the harassment, and they're sliding her some change. $3,000. I still can't wrap my head around the $3,000. Like, I'm gonna be honest, that shit just seems like chump change, especially putting your credibility on the line, putting your livelihood on the line, since she does make money off of social media and stuff like that. Some could say it could be donations or gifts or whatever you want to call it, which is fair. But I wonder how fair it's looked upon by a judge when you can clearly put two and two together to see, okay, y'all are connected. She's got a string of, it's like hundreds of screenshots of her going at Megan, being disrespectful, down talking, slandering her name, etc. She's clearly connected to Tory's father. Tory's father has sent money her way. So it's being depicted as if all of this A plus B equals C. Right? So now we've got Tory's legal team, Unite the People, which of course is supposed to be a nonprofit organization that helps people that were supposedly wrongfully convicted or things of that nature. And they've issued a statement in response to Megan coming out, issuing the request for a restraining order. So this is what they had to say. They say, for immediate release, statement from Caesar McDowell, CEO and co-founder of Unite the People Incorporated, regarding recent allegations. We are issuing a brief statement in response to the recent accusations made against our client, Mr. Daystar Peterson, a.k.a. Tory Lanez, by Miss Megan Pete, a.k.a. Megan Thee Stallion. Our approach will focus on logic and common sense. In regard to the ridiculous claim that a writ of habeas corpus was actually filed prior to the release of Miss Pete's documentary in an attempt to undermine her work is ludicrous, we would like to point out that the appellate courts impose strict timelines for when filings and responses must occur. All right. So the first thing that they're attacking is the accusation that she felt as if Tory and legal team came out and filed for habeas corpus. They also tried to come out and say that Tory was his appeal was approved. They did it in a very slick way, right? So there was the appeal approval in terms of like being accepted so that they could review it. But then they came to the public saying that it was approved as if he was going to be released from prison. So those are two separate things, but they came out and they had a lot of people believing that his appeal was accepted as true and that he was going to be released from prison at a certain point, which was not the case, right? So she says, y'all are coming out here, y'all are releasing this information, y'all are filing these papers and stuff around the same time that my documentary is about to come out, where I'm airing out the real. So I feel like y'all are trying to stomp on my situation, right? They say it's just a coincidence. Okay. They go on and say, are the accusers now suggesting that the courts are trying to disrupt Miss Pete's documentary? So now they're putting the blame on the court. So they're saying, are you blaming the court for trying to step on your release? Or are you saying it's us? Because the courts have certain guidelines on which we have to follow in order to file the paperwork. Our client, Mr. Peterson, was simply complying with those legal deadlines as required by the courts. Okay, and here they address the $3,000 sent to Milagro Grams. Now, some people said, man, ain't no way. If y'all think his dad sent this lady $3,000, y'all are tripping. Well, can't be tripping because they're about to actually come out and justify it. They say, as for the Zelle transactions of Andre 3K, we must ask the public not to jump to conclusions. The legal process will not only address these matters, but prove 100% without a shadow of a doubt that they had nothing to do with Mr. Daystar Peterson or his case at all. Okay? That removes Tory Lanez, but that does not remove his father. I keep calling him her. That's a mistake on my end. I'm not doing that purposely. That's on his father, but of course we know his father is very intimately involved with all of the dealings with this. So it wouldn't take that much in court to prove if the dad is indeed doing this on behalf of his son. Okay? They say we trust that the facts will come to light in court. We believe that the funds sent by Mr. Sunstar Peterson, so they admit that they were sent from the dad. So you can't say he didn't send it or that this is false information or that these are false records because they just said, we believe that the funds sent by Mr. Sunstar Peterson will be fully accounted for and not connected to our client. This issue will be resolved by the lawyers and the courts where the truth will be revealed. Okay? So for sure, that nigga done sent $3,000 her way. Now, the question is, what was the $3,000 for? Are they sleeping together? Is there a little bit of pro-activity going on? I don't know. I'm not saying that that's what happened. But if you're telling me that he's not paying for her to come out and do the harassing, then it would probably be something else. They are connected. She spent time with the family. They flew her out for something. She wasn't a family friend before all this occurred. So maybe, I don't know. But let me not assume, because then people going to say, Jay, hey, you're going to get sued next from somebody. So I'm just saying, because, what does a nigga send you 200, 300, 500 for on some random shit? You know what I'm saying? Sound like you getting them roses. Anyway, they say, on a broader note, I believe it is important to consider the pattern of behavior we are seeing. When someone has openly admitted to lying on a major public platform, so they're taking it back to such as Gayle King's show and others to the people, at what point do we as a society stop believing the narrative they are pushing? All right. So now they're trying to hone in on the dishonest play, because of course Megan came out in her documentary and admitted that she lied to Gayle King. She also told us her reason for lying, right? And she also had to tell the truth in court. So it's not like she's been living with this lie and it was just revealed in a documentary. People that paid attention to the court case understood, like, okay, she went on Gayle King. She said she didn't sleep with him. Under oath, in front of a judge, she had to admit they slept together. Okay, great. Now what? So now they're saying, well, if she's willing to go on to a national televised program and lie, at what point do we stop believing the narratives they push and ask ourselves, is enough enough? I think you meant if enough is enough, but again, it'd be funny to see typos in these types of statements. They say, we trust that the truth will be fully examined and proven through the legal process, and we remain 100% confident in our case. All right? So that's Caesar McDowell, who's representing both Tory Lanez and Miss Milagro Cooper, a.k.a. Milagro Grams. Or I should say Elizabeth Cooper, a.k.a. Milagro Grams. Because once this all is done, she might have to go by her real name. I don't know. We'll see. What I find interesting is he comes out, and this is like something that was employed by Tony Busby too in the Jay-Z case, although these are unrelated, is you come to the public to make a statement and then say, we will prove this in the courts. not in the public, not in the press. But you playing public and press games at the same time. Y'all niggas really be telling on yourselves, because a person who really feels like they got, you know what I'm saying? If you're being pressed, because we're not talking about an aggressor. We're talking about if you're being pressed, if you're being accused or something to that measure, and you say, we are going to prove this in court, but then you put mad statements out, and y'all been putting statements out, y'all are clearly ploying to the public for public opinion. Y'all been playing these games, because everything that Tory and his team have put out this year has been debunked by the courts, by the LAPD, by, if you actually look at the charges, you got niggas out here that will literally come out and advocate for Tory Lanez and talk about, man, he was found guilty of having a firearm and violating probation. But y'all clearly overlooked the charge of him being found guilty for assault with the firearm, with the semi-automatic firearm. That assault charge has not gone anywhere. It's not been reversed. It has not been stricken from the record. You know what I'm saying? But y'all never speak about that part where he was found guilty for the assault. So, yeah, they be playing press games, but then want to say, we're not going to prove this in the press. We're going to wait till we get to the courts. No, nigga, y'all been playing in the press the whole motherfucking time. But now that y'all feeling a little sweat on your brow, you want to try to play it cool. Hey, man, do what you do. But at the end of the day, what influenced that nigga to rap about this shit on that song? And try to act like he's some type of prison kingpin. Like he done turned into goddamn Big Meech. Like he done turned into goddamn Supreme. Nigga done turned into Supreme McGriff. Come on, dawg. I ain't got no regrets except leaving Kylie in that pool. Boy, get the fuck out of here. Well, we don't see Kylie out here advocating for your ass. Shit, if Kylie really was down with the swoop, she should be the one out here trying to advocate for you. She got a whole ass sister that be trying to get niggas out of prison. But whatever. Just wanted to give y'all that quick update. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because there will be more official facts to be released. I'm sure there's going to be more paperwork that comes out in the coming days that will determine whether or not the courts are, siding with Megan or Milagro in the defamation case. We'll be seeing if the judge decides to grant Megan, her actual restraining order that she's requesting. And I wouldn't be surprised if Megan pursues a restraining order on Milagro too once the defamation situation gets worked out. Because then once you have that as established that the courts have determined that she is guilty of harassment, then you could go out and say, all right, now that I can prove you've harassed me for X amount of years, I would like a restraining order. And of course, when we're talking restraining orders in the digital age, we're not just talking about showing up in somebody's proximity in a physical manner. We're also talking about communications, whether that be online, social media, doing things where you're talking about that person. All of those things can be considered in the digital age. So understand that that's also the main thing that we're dealing with here, but it also covers physical proximity as well. All right. Or at least that's what she applied for in terms of Tory. I'm sure she would do the same for Milagro. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. I'll catch y'all on the next one. All right. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more to survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda, we hitting the jeweler to flood out the net.
We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest, but drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.